Okay. Oh my. All right. So let's find ourselves in a child's pose. So everybody come down onto your hands and knees. Bring your hips down to your heels. Place your forehead down on the floor. And take a few slow moves with your head, just kind of rolling your forehead back and forth on to the yoga mat, pressing down. Get a sense of grounding, get a sense of presence within your body. And start to find stillness again in your body. Take a big breath in through your nose. Let it out through your mouth. And then crawl your hands off the left side of your mat. So we're opening up our right side under our right shoulder, down the right rib cage, the right side of our belly, right side of our pelvis. Take another breath in and another breath out. And crawl your hands back through center, and let's take them off to the right side. Reach over to the right, open up under your left shoulder, your left rib cage, your left hip. Take a breath in and take a breath out. Good. Walk your hands back to center. And then pause for another moment right here. Connect to your breath. Connect. Just connect to the best way that you can start the day. So maybe that is with a little prayer of gratitude, with a little prayer of like humility. Like, I clearly don't know the best things for myself. So I'm just asking that God or the universe makes me aware of those things today. How can I serve better? How can I love better? Just get a sense of what's important to you, I guess. Take a breath in and take a breath out. Then bring your body up to a tabletop position. Start with some cats and cows, moving your body with your breath. We inhale, drop the belly, lift the tail, lift the eyes, and then we exhale and round, pressing into the ground, lifting up between the shoulder blades. And a nice little flow up and down. And see if you can be aware of everything that's happening in your body right now. Or rather, see all that you can find, see everything that you can pick out. There's always a lot of little things that are happening kind of beneath the surface. We're just not aware of, we've lost touch with. So by being present with your body, just see what is available to you to witness and experience. bring our body back to a neutral spine. Then tuck your toes and find downward facing dog. So lift your hips up high, start to pedal your feet. Just wake up your calves, your feet, your hamstrings. Now press down into both of your heels. Press your chest back towards your thighs and take 3 deep breaths right here. Even exhale, even inhale. Make sure your arms, your core, your legs are all active. And then move your hands back to your feet for ragdoll. We'll just walk right to the back edge of the mat. Grab onto your elbows and let your spine just fall forward. And today we have a lot of action type energy. The moon is in Sagittarius. This is a fire sign. When our emotional body is in a fire sign, we have a higher likelihood of being more emotionally reactive. We also have our mental bodies engaging with our outer expression, Mercury and the sun. And that brings a really active mind. So if we know we have a higher likelihood of a reactive emotional body and a reactive mental body, we can prepare for that today. We prepare by remembering what's important. We prepare by remembering who we are, and we prepare by remembering to feel our feet on the ground. So if the energy gets big and loud, then we can come back to center. So let's release our hands down to the ground. Walk your feet apart, and then bring your right hand to the outside of your left ankle. Let's take a twist. Take a twist, but lifting your left hand up to the ceiling. Look up. And then switch sides. Left hand, right ankle, right hand to the ceiling. And fold your way forward. Walk your feet together. Take a halfway lift with an inhale. Forward fold with an exhale. Extended mountain pose. Reach up for the ceiling. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold. Extended mountain, reach up. Fold forward, exhale. One more time, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Extended mountain pose, reach high. And exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift. High plank, walk your hands back towards the top edge of your yoga mat. Stack your heels on top of your toes, your shoulders on top of your wrists, and hold steady right here. If your wrists bother you, you can come down to your forearms. Your shoulders bother you, you can go to your forearms as well. Put your focus, your eyes down on the mat between your hands and hold steady. Let's take a big breath in, a big breath out, and then lower your knees and slowly bring your body down to the ground. Lower your chest. Take a cobra or an upward facing dog. And then back to downward facing dog. Let's do that 3 times. Inhale, forward high plank. Exhale, on or off your knees, lower your body down to the mat. Inhale, press up, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing. One more time, find your flow, go with your breath. Inhale, forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a couple more petals. Bringing some warmth throughout the body with this movement. You can bring more heat or less heat, depending on how much we engage and activate. So momentum is building, the moon is waxing. This is a really good time to give a little bit more exertion. But of course, it's always best to listen to your own body. Let's press down into both heels. And then again, walk our hands back to the back of the mat, all the way to the feet. Take a halfway lift with an inhale. Forward fold. Utkatasana, bend your knees. Take your hips down low, your hands up high. Once again, notice what all is active. Notice your legs squeeze. Notice your belly. Pull your belly towards your spine. Let's bring our hands together at our heart and turn to the right. Twist to the right. Put your left arm down on your right knee. Bring your spine and hands back to center. See if you can find a little bit more depth in your chair pose, a little more fire. And then twist the other way, right elbow, left knee. Engage throughout. We have that tendency for more energy, more reactive energy. A really good way to get ahead of that is to exert yourself in a physical way. Let's bring our hands back to center, spine back to center. On an inhale, stand up, reach up for the ceiling. And exhale, fold you forward. Halfway lift. High plank, walk your hands forward. Now, we're gonna bring our knees to a hover. So we're gonna just bend our knees. So hopefully our shins come parallel to the floor. If you have to reposition your feet a little bit, that's perfectly fine. We're gonna hold steady right here. Pull your belly button in towards your spine. Start to open and close your knees. Continue to move through the sensations that you feel. Any burning, any thoughts of maybe I don't want to do this. Look at them just very practically. Am I hurting myself or not? If I'm not hurting myself, maybe I'll try to push myself. Let's do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Set your knees down on the mat, untuck your toes. And then lift your right knee open to the side, kind of like a fire hydrant, dog on a fire hydrant. I'm gonna do some tiny little pulses right here, just maybe 3 inches up and down. Again, choosing to acknowledge the burn, the heat, the fire that we've got going in our bodies. But not reacting or responding to it. We can notice things, and we don't have to do something about it. The type A people may beg to differ, and that's okay. Let's do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now take your leg long behind you. We're gonna tuck our left toes and find 3-legged dog. So we're gonna lift our right leg up to the ceiling and then step it forward. Right foot comes up between the hands. Let's find a warrior 1. Pivot your back heel down to the ground. Reach your hands up above your shoulders and set your focus. Now, I think we all respond to overstimulated energy differently in different times and different days, because it depends on lots of other factors. It's not just a one factor deal. Sometimes we get overstimulated and we become exhausted. We just get like mentally clogged. We need like a mental enema. But other times we have so much energy, we can get a lot done. And just remind yourself that one way isn't more right than the other ways. Let's plant our palms down on the mat and go back to 3-legged down dog. Take your right heel back up to the ceiling. Right knee, left elbow. Exhale, pull forward. Inhale, take it up and back. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Inhale, up and back. Last one, right knee, left elbow. And up and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale your way forward into a plank pose, and then bend your knees so your shins find parallel to the floor again. Hold steady, connect with your core, connect with your focus. And let's open and close our knees again. Put your eyes down between your hands and hold your focus there. And if you find your eyes wandering, you know that you've lost your focus. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Put your knees down on the mat and lift your left knee up to the left side. Keep your foot flexed so everything is really engaged. And start to take little tiny pulses with your left knee up and down. As you're feeling it in your hips, check in with the rest of your body too. Make sure you're not clenching your jaw too hard. Make sure that you're engaging through your core. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take your left leg out long behind you. Three-legged dog. Tuck your right toes under. Lift up and press back. Step your left foot up between your hands. Warrior one. Pivot your back heel down to the floor. Extend your hands upward towards the ceiling. And focus. There's a lot to be learned about like how we respond when we're uncomfortable. That kind of plays into that reactive theme that we addressed earlier. If we're not burned out and we're not frustrated and we're not working ourselves down into the ground, we usually meet those situations with a little bit more centeredness, a little bit more calmness. We're burned out, if we're doing everything, if we're feeling unsupported, it's a little bit easier to meet those situations with more reactivity. So notice what you're feeling in your body as we hold these postures. Do you want to react? You want to fix it so it feels better? How can you use your yoga practice to be a teacher for you? Let's put our palms down on the mat. Take your front foot back to three-legged dog. And then twist left knee, right elbow, exhale. Inhale. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Inhale. Last one. Exhale. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Take a couple petals out with your feet. And press down into both of your heels. Let's walk our hands back to our feet. Take a halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Extended mountain, press down into the ground, reach up high. And then exhale your hands down by your sides. Let's work into eagle. So let's bring our elbows forward. Take the right arm under. Soften your knees and take the right leg over. Sit down low. And squeeze everything together. Now take your arms into a T and lift your right knee up towards your chest. Extend your heel forward, long leg. And then take it back for airplane pose. Right heel moves to the wall behind you. Fingertips reach back for that back wall as well. Then let's bring our hands to the ground for standing splits. We're gonna do standing split crunches. So bend your right knee and tuck it behind your left. We're gonna come down kind of into like this fancy little curtsy, and then we're gonna straighten that right leg back up. Exhale, bend your knee, bring it behind, curtsy, and take it back up. Good, 8 more times, exhaling and inhaling your way through. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Standing splits, and then bring your feet down side by side. Take a halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Extended mountain pose, come up tall, inhale. Exhale your arms down by your sides. Bend your elbows forward, we'll go into eagle. Left arm under right arm and left knee over right knee. Squeeze your thighs. Squeeze your arms. And squeeze your core. And take your arms open into a wide T. Lift your left knee up towards your chest. Straighten your right leg. And then extend your left leg forward, heel reaches. And airplane pose from there. Take your left heel back to the wall behind you. Reach your hands back to the wall behind you. From here, we'll find our standing splits. Bring your palms down, your fingertips down to the ground. We'll take our standing split crunches, our standing split curtsies. Bring your left knee behind your right. Tuck down a little bit. Inhale, extend long. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, lengthen. 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Good. Forward fold, put your feet down on your mat. Take a halfway lift with an inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Extended mountain pose, inhale, go tall. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. High plank, take your feet back. Place your hands down below your shoulders, on or off your knees. Lower your body down to the ground. And inhale your way up for cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Let's bring our knees down to the ground again. We're gonna stack our joints up again. We'll take one more standing series and we'll get down onto the ground. So let's we'll lift our right leg up with a bend in our knee at 90 degrees, and we'll take little pulses just like that, little donkey kicks. I'm targeting the glutes because Sagittarius rules the hips. The moon in Sagittarius, that theme is forward. So let's target that spot of our body. Hopefully help us regulate emotionally today. Our hips help us on our journeys. Helps us to move out into the world so we can gather knowledge and information. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten out that right leg. Three-legged down dog. Tuck your left toes under. Lift your right leg up. And then we'll step forward. Right foot comes forward. Warrior one. Plant your feet. Lift your hands up. Focus your eyes. Take warrior two, open up to the side. Fingertips reach forward and backward. Flip your front hand up, reverse your warrior. And then cartwheel your hands down to the mat. Three-legged down dog. Take your right leg up and back. Right knee, right elbow. Exhale. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Inhale. Last one, right knee, right elbow. Inhale. And set your feet down side by side. Let's find our knees again. Lower your knees down to the mat, under your hips, hands under shoulders. Then lift up your left leg, the bend in the knee, heel to the ceiling. Let's take our tiny, tiny little pulses right here, focusing on your glutes, focusing on your hips. These are our biggest muscles in our body. So the way I look at it is they can burn off more steam than lots of the other muscles too. Just imagine attaching any excess energy to your hips, to what you're doing right now. And as you feel that burn, just imagine it's burning off. Awesome. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's tuck our right toes under. Three-legged dog. Lift up. Step your left foot up between your hands. And find your warrior one. And go down nice and low. Lift up high through your hands. Warrior two, open up your arms to the side, forward and back. Check in with your body, check in with your mind, with your heart. Ask yourself if you're being reactive in any way. Flip your left hand up, reverse your warrior. And then cartwheel your hands down to the mat. Three-legged dog, last one. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale, take it up and back. Last one, exhale. And inhale. Good, set your feet down side by side. Let's walk our feet forward towards our hands and come down to a seat. Take your legs out long on your mat. With an inhale, reach your hands up to the ceiling, and then an exhale folds you forward. Stretch out the backs of your legs. Bring your spine up tall. Let's bend the knees and cross your right leg over for a seated pigeon pose. My. I'm just gonna move us inside. From your seated pigeon, just check in with the muscles around your face in particular. And see if there's anything there that you can soften or relax. And let's switch sides. Release your right foot down. Take your left ankle over your right knee. And let your hips stretch out on that side. Now, the last time that Mercury and the sun had the same little dance that they're doing, it wasn't that long ago. I feel like a couple months ago. My mental energy, it felt like someone put little electrode probes right on my brain and was like playing around with how much I could withstand, how many volts I could handle before I cracked. I felt way over mentally stimulated. So today I'm not going to expect that to happen, but I'm going to watch for it. I'm going to try to see if I can do something about it before it gets to a point of frustration, or I'm not going to let it take me for a ride this time, basically, is what I'm saying. So if you notice yourself being reactive or mentally stimulated over the top, or, X, Y, and Z, just be curious about it. Be curious if you can calm yourself down or come back to center before it gets too loud to do anything. Now bring your feet back down to the ground. We're going to come down onto our backside. So bring your hips are already on the floor, but bring your spine down to the floor. And we'll lift up with the left leg. So the left leg is lifting up to the ceiling, left heel reaching up for the ceiling. Put your hands down beside your hips. And we're just going to pulse. We're going to lift our hips up by pressing into the right foot. And then we're going to set our hips down. We'll do a couple of these up and down. I think it's always better to go a little slower so you can be more deliberate. And in fact, I find That makes it a little bit more challenging. Do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Good. Last one. Awesome. Switch sides. Left foot plants. Right leg lifts up. And begin to lift up and lower down on this side. Move slowly. Exercise your full range of motion. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Bring both feet down to the ground and take a triple diamond. Open your knees wide. Let your hips really soften and open up. We have really exerted through them today. The hips are the part of us that tends to clench when we feel like we're facing rejection. When we feel fear or unworthiness. So hopefully we burned some of that up and out of your hips today. But now just see if you can soften them by paying attention. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. And then lift your knees to point up to the ceiling. Grab onto your right knee. Take your left leg out long. And move that right knee through some circles. Maybe a little side to side, arches. And bring your right knee back to center. Grab onto the back of your thigh. I'm going to inhale, lift the leg, point the toes, and exhale, bend the knee, flex. Inhale, lengthen your leg, point your toes. And then exhale, bend and flex. Couple more times on your own, moving your body to match your breathing. Let's do one more. And then switch sides. Take your right leg out long. Bring your left knee in towards your chest. Take some movements there. Circles, rainbow arches back and forth. We'll come back to neutral. Grab the back of your thigh. Inhale, long leg, lift it up, point your toes. Exhale, bend your knee, flex. Inhale, lift, point. Exhale, bend and flex. A couple more times on your own. And let's take one more and then relax your feet down. Again, we'll bend both knees so they point up to the ceiling. And then let's take our right ankle over our left knee for a different variation of pigeon. We'll grab onto the back of our left thigh, draw the legs in, and give that right hip another good stretch out. Now keep your right ankle crossed on top of your left knee, but release your foot. So your left foot comes back to the mat. And then we'll tip our hips to the left. So the bottom of our right foot comes down to the ground. Our right knee points up towards the ceiling. And we're getting a nice twist through our low back, while also some attention on our outer leg, our IT band, our outer hip. So just allow those parts of your body to lengthen. Move your legs, your hips back to neutral. And let's take our reverse pigeon on the other side. Cross your left ankle over your right knee. Grab your right thigh, draw inward with your legs. And then just notice where the sensations are coming from. Notice how even after you relax and release and kind of let go, there's still room for more, kind of like every time. It's like washing the dishes. We don't just get to do it one time and then be done. Or taking a shower. There's always another opportunity to clean. There's always another opportunity to kind of let go a little bit more. whether it's in a physical sense or a mental sense or an emotional sense. I remember when I kind of realized that in a yoga class. Just like I thought I was stretched as far as I could go. Um, and then the teacher held us there for another minute and 30 seconds, and I found more room. It's kind of how life is sometimes too. Let's begin to shift into our twist. So put your right foot down on the mat, tip your hips over towards the right side, bottom of your left foot lands on the ground, left knee points to the ceiling. And allow that twist to affect your low back, your hips, your IT band, your outer hip. And let's be a little bit proactive and take some longer exhales than inhales. If we know there's a higher likelihood of more energy, overstimulating energy, reactive energy, hot energy, we can start prepping our nervous system now by starting out in rest and digest mode versus starting out with your fists up in fight or flight. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. And then slowly work your way back towards neutral. Take your legs out long. Gonna work our way into our final resting pose. So if there's any stretches or movements or shapes that your body is kind of craving, then take some time to give yourself that opportunity. But otherwise, then just start to calm down, start to get into rest mode. This is the whole point of the whole entire practice, is to get to this place where you can just let your body recalibrate, let your body sort out what you just did, the movements you made. In your own mind, say to yourself a couple times, my arms and legs are heavy and warm. And just kind of think through that. My arms and legs are heavy and warm. Start to see if you can feel heaviness in your arms and legs, if you can feel warmth in your arms and legs. Now that is kind of a practice that we get better at the more that we do it. But you do start to feel the heaviness. You do start to feel the warmth. And that's just how powerful your mind is. With an extra potent mind today, an extra active mind today, just remember that. Remember how powerful it is. If we're spiraling around these little tornadoes of poison or dread or resentment, that's powerful. If you can make your arms and legs feel heavy and warm just by saying it a couple times in your mind, imagine what you can do with that, with a bitterness tornado. It's not good. And in your own mind, say a couple of times, my breath is free and easy. My breath is free and easy. And then a few times say, I'm connected to my heart. And see what your heart space feels like. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Reach your arms up over your head and stretch your body out. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, relax. And slowly make your way up to a seated position. Relax your hands down to your knees. Relax your shoulders down from your ears. And take a couple head movements. Side to side, maybe full or half circles. Bring your gaze back to neutral. Connect your hands together at your heart. With all my love and all my gratitude, namaste.